we've all had experience with sales tax. Sales tax can be different for each state, for each local area. My area has a 7% sales tax. Probably most of you that's similar, if not the same. So let's say you went to, I don't know, Target, and you bought some items. Those items, barring that they were a certain type of grocery items, those have a little bit different sales tax. But let's say you went and bought some household items or clothing or exercise equipment, I don't know. That's all going to be related to that. For me, in that example, would be a 7% sales tax. That sales tax is mandated by your governmental agencies, but the companies have to collect that based on the total sales value and hold it and then remit it into the government. So they're kind of like the in-between, the go-between, the middleman. They just hold that and then send it on to the government. So let's assume that you went and purchased some items at a store for your business. And let's keep it real easy math. So you went and bought $100. Or let's not do you. Let's say that you're the store, because we're the business, not the customer, okay, with this time. So someone came into your store and purchased $100 worth of merchandise, or you sold $100 worth to them. Okay, that was not your cost. So when you make the entry, again, anytime we have a sale, we're going to have two entries. But the sales part of this entry, you would have sales of how much? Now, also we're going to assume a 7% sales tax. Okay? So let's say that our sales were $100. We have a 7% sales tax. So what is the sales amount for this? And how much cash are you getting also? Think about both of those items. Let's start off with cash, because that's our debit anyway. So how much cash are you going to ask the customer to give you? Should get $107 from the customer. Okay, why? Well, there's two reasons. One, because you sold them something. And the second is because you're required to collect sales tax. They are not the same thing. Sales tax is separate. It's nothing that you've put into place. It's not revenue for you. It's not an expense for you. You're simply getting it from the customer, holding it, and sending it on to the governmental agency. So, our sales figure is just the $100, because that's all you have in sales. The $7 is what you've been required to keep in sales tax. And if, again, that's nothing to do with your company, you're just taking it, holding it, and sending it on, sounds like a liability. So you owe that money. So we're just going to call that sales tax payable. You owe that $7 on to the governmental agency. Let's say it's been a month and now you need to remit that to the state agency that collects that. For Georgia, that would be the Georgia Department of Revenue. So we're going to make our entry, and let's say that the total sales tax we've collected so far is, $1,300. That's what we've got sitting there. So we need to decrease or debit that sales tax payable account. We're not going to owe it anymore. Now I forgot what I said. Did I say 13? We're going to assume I said 1,300. You can back it up and see if I was right or not. So that's what we had, $1,300 sitting in the account. Now I'm ready to send it into the Department of Revenue. So we send in cash, $1,300. Easy as that. Sales tax payable, decrease, send the cash on, credit. Now, as just a piece of interesting information, companies do actually get to keep a very small percentage of the sales tax they collect, kind of as a handling fee, you could think about it, because they have to do that, and then they have to calculate how much they really did collect and keep, and then send it in. They have to send a report with it, and if you go into accounting, you'll probably if you deal with a CPA firm or even more of a local regional kind of thing, you'll see these sales tax returns. They're done monthly. They get to keep a very small percentage. It's called vendor's compensation. And it's, again, a compensation that's given to them because they are collecting and remitting this amount for the governmental agency. But we're not going to deal with how we account for vendor's compensation. Just wanted to give you that piece of information just for your own knowledge.